All right, guys, I'm going to break down the main card of UFC 327. What a heck of a card we had for tonight, right? It was one of the greatest cards we've seen in a while. We had great fights in Josh Hokit and Curtis Blaydes. We had another great fight in Nate Landwehr and Cub Swanson was a good fight. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico also was a good fight. There's many good fights this card. And then one big dud that everybody thought would be a KO fest between Glass Chin Cannons, Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker. I thought it was gonna be a boring decision. I was like, this has the capability. If you watch my breakdown video, I'm like, this has the capability of being a really boring fight because Johnny Walker is very hesitant and Dominic Reyes is a counterpuncher. So that's a really, really bad mixture right there. All right, let's start with the main card, right? I'm only doing the main card. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. I picked Aaron Pico to win this fight. I thought he was just better everywhere than Patricio Pitbull besides BJJ, right? That's what I thought. Durability, you could give to Pitbull, but it's not say like Pitbull's like a freaking is like Yoel Romero durability, right? Or Max Holloway durability. He's not. Aaron Pico ends up putting the pressure on him, takes him down. Patricio Pitbull definitely stuffed more takedowns than I thought he was going to. Aaron Pico landed these nice 1-2s down the middle. The body shots of Aaron Pico is beautiful. You saw that gold gloves, amateur boxing style that he had. A judge gave a round to Patricio Pitbull, which is crazy. How Aaron Pico dominated that fight, was a much better fighter. You saw him kind of like struggle for the first like 2.5 minutes in the first round, trying to find the range, kind of being trying to see the timing of Patricio Pitbull, gauge the speed of Patricio Pitbull. But Aaron Pico, at the end of the day, smashed him, demolished him, was just a much better fighter than Patricio Pitbull. And Patricio, he's now 1-2 in the UFC, so we have to see what's going to happen with him. Aaron Pico gets a win after that hellacious knockout he endured versus Lerone Murphy. So let's go to the next card, our next fight. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. The legend Cub Swanson. He's a veteran, guys. He's not a legend. We can't just say every old person's a legend, bro. I'm tired of it. Crone Gracie a legend, right? Crone Gracie because he fought Alex Caceres 8 years ago, whatever it was. He's a legend. We're just gonna give legendary status to everybody. Cub Swanson never went for a title fight. Never went for a title fight. He never was in the top 5 at featherweight or bantamweight. So how can we have him in a legendary status? I can't put him. But he beat Nate Landwehr up. He had a knockout versus Billy Quarantillo, not recently, but his last fight. And then he took a while off coaching. He was being a coach. And then he came back for Swan Song, beat Nate Landwehr. And I mean, Nate Landwehr is just not a UFC caliber fighter, bro. I mean, he's not. I know he beat David Onama, but he's not a UFC caliber fighter, bro. This guy just he's like a polished street beast fighter, right? That's what I mean. Like he has no talent. He's slow. Like, what is he really good at? Right? He's good on the mic. Like, he's good. Nate the Train. He's good on the mic, but like, what's he really good at? Cub Swanson ended up dominating this fight. Felt no threat or danger when Nate Landwehr was trying to strike with him. Nate Landwehr was trying to throw these like teep kicks that weren't working up the middle. The jab wasn't pumping by Nate Landwehr. He was just doing nothing. Cub Swanson kind of unleashed a combination, hurt Nate Landwehr, and they started getting a little bit tired. So you saw him take like a little 30-second break in between his next combination. And he's like, all right, I better finish this guy here. And then lands this nasty 2 over the top of Nate Landwehr's jab, finishes Nate Landwehr pretty easily. What a great fight to end off for Cub Swanson. That's what you can respect. Calling him a legend is crazy. Don't call like Johnny Walker in the press conference said that Dominic Reyes is a legend. And I'm like, for what? His best win is Chris Weidman. Bro, Chris Weidman moved up to 205 and was awful, like a 4-fight losing streak. Like, this is what we call legends? Come on, stop. Anyways, Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. So I picked Johnny Walker to win this fight, right? I thought he was going to win this fight. And if you're looking at these attributes right here, these are the attributes I put the striking, pressure, wrestling, grappling, endurance, and durability before the fight, right? This is the pre-game look. I thought that these fighters were better in these scenarios between the two of them, right? And Johnny Walker, I thought he was going to win this fight. I said this fight could possibly be boring, and it was really boring. Johnny Walker, I mean, I totally forgot. It's spaced out that he trains with Extreme Couture now with sparring legend Eric Nixick that turns every single fighter to boring pieces of shit and makes them spar. Like they're sparring out there. Chris Curtis, right? Sean Strickland. He does it with everybody. Johnny Walker looked terrible. He looked uncomfortable. And Dominic Reyes did nothing either because Dominic Reyes is a counterpuncher. He'll never do anything. I mean, we saw him trying to be in the front foot versus Carlos Ulberg, got absolutely demolished. So how can we gauge this fight? Dominic Reyes, I thought, did win this fight. I thought he won 30-26 or 30-37, whatever it was. I mean, Johnny Walker did nothing. This guy was punching air, right? It was like watching Macy Barber fight. Okay, so I just can't really judge this fight off anything, but Dominic Reyes ended up winning the fight. I mean, one of the most boring fights you'll ever see in UFC history, especially from two guys that are like glass cannons, like Dominic Reyes that throws a nasty left hand cross as a southpaw, and he ends up putting people away with it. The Devastator, right? And then Johnny Walker, I mean, always exciting. You know, this guy's like a freak, right? You see his KOs back in the day, and then his comeback victory versus Min Yang Zhang. Like he's a freak, right? He's good. Everyone knows how exciting Johnny Walker is, but this was a terrible fight for both these guys. Next, Curtis Blaydes and Josh Hokit. On the opposite, this was an amazing fight for both these guys, especially Josh Hokit. Curtis Blaydes also had moments. Josh Hokit rocked Curtis Blaydes badly in the first minute of the fight. Ends up making Curtis Blaydes drop. Hand touch, boxing knockdown, not UFC knockdown. But Josh Hokit ends up getting the victory here. First round, I believe he won. Second round, you see the wind. You see the wind get knocked out of him a little bit. The sail kicking down because the adrenaline dump, and he started waning down. Curtis Blaydes, as the veteran, started gaining momentum, and then he went on a flurry and then got really tired as well. I thought Josh Hokit was going to win this fight. I said as an underdog, he's just better. I put him as one of my most confident plays. He's just better than Curtis Blaydes. I mean, he has better wrestling. I thought he had better cardio. Cardio as in like I thought their cardio was similar. Right? I put Curtis Blaydes in endurance, but I thought their cardio was similar because Curtis Blaydes, he is a cardio guy when he's like crotch sniffing, you know? So Josh Hokit, I thought the durability was on his side. The grappling was on his side. I thought the wrestling of Curtis Blaydes was a little bit better, but Josh Hokit's wrestling defense ended up showing up and showing out, especially his get up defense, right? He got taken down a couple times, but his pressure got to Curtis Blaydes a lot. You saw that pressure get to him. I thought Josh Hokit was going to win this fight. He's younger. He's better. He's not as slow. He has really fast hands compared to Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes is slow as molasses, right? I've seen snails reach their destination faster than Curtis Blaydes punches. Okay, so I think that Josh Hokit was better, and if they fought 10 times, I think Josh Hokit would probably 8 or 9. That's how I just think that's what it is. I think Curtis Blaydes kind of out of his prime right now. Next, Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. I picked Azamat Murzakanov to win. I thought it was gonna be a very close fight. I thought he had the better striker. He had more pressure, and I just thought he was going to be able to outmuscle Paulo Costa, because Paulo Costa, people are like, oh, he's a big 205er. He's a good size 205er. I don't think so. I think Murzakonov's a really small 205er. He should go down to 185 and lose some fat, because I think that both these guys should be at 185. I mean, do you see the size of Carlos Ulberg? That guy's our unit, right? Even Yuri Prochazka looks small against Carlos Ulberg. How are we going to take that guy down? How are we going to freaking hurt that guy if we're this small? And Paulo Costa ends up getting the victory over Azamat Murzakanov, starts blasting calf kicks to the shin, low leg kicks to the shin, low leg kicks to the calf, body kicks, head kicks. I mean, Paulo Costa's kicking game was on fire today, landing everywhere. You see Azamat Murzakanov also leans to one side. He leans to one side like that. And I mean, he just leans right into that body kick, right into that head kick. And that was a big problem for Murzakanov. Murzakanov lost that first round. I think Paulo Costa ends up stealing that first round, last 2 minutes. Paulo Costa really put it on Azamat Murzakanov. Lands a jab, which causes Azamat Murzakanov to slip. And then Paulo Costa takes advantage, keeps him on the ground, and lands a couple ground and pound shots. Azamat, I thought, won the second round pretty easily. Paulo Costa really was in trouble because of the fatigue. And then the third round, he just came back. Secret juice and all. This guy, EPO, freaking ready to go third round. Just bang, head kick. What did you say? Bang, another head kick. Probably breaks Osman Murzakanov's arm. Probably breaks it. And he was just basically done. And Paulo Costa gets the TKO or KO victory or TKO victory over Osman Murzakhanov in the third round. Who would have thought that was going to happen? No one really did. Next is Yuri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. I mean, Yuri Prochazka's retarded. I mean, this is what it is. He's just a moron. He's an idiot. He's stupid. I mean, I like Yuri Prochazka. He's one of my favorite fighters. I picked him to win. He's the most exciting fighter in MMA history. It's not close. It used to be Charles Oliveira until he put up that bullshit performance versus Max Holloway. And now it's Yuri Prochazka. Yuri Prochazka, I mean, this guy never has a bad fight. But what the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you Carlos Ulberg's hurt. He hurt his knee, right? Tears his ACL, probably tore a meniscus, whatever he did. Blows a PCL, TCL, right? TLC, whatever he did. Carlos Ulberg hurt his knee on an action that Yuri Prochazka caused, right? It's not like he was just walking, strolling to the fucking park and then blows his knees. No, Yuri Prochazka was throwing a strike or checking a strike, and Carlos Ulberg ends up making a wrong step, blowing out his knee. That's on Yuri Prochazka. Yuri Prochazka, good job. You injured your opponent, right? Something you're supposed to do. That's not like a bad thing, Yuri Prochazka. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to hurt your opponent. And now you have him with the torn ACL, PCL, TLC, and you don't want to finish him. He's like, "Ay, come on. Like, let's fight. You stand here, we'll fight." And then Carlos Ulberg's like, "What the fuck are you saying, bro? I don't speak Czech." And he just kept on he was just spamming like Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, spamming check hooks. And then Yuri Prochazka was like, "I see your check hook, man. I see your check hook." Dipped under it, evaded it, slipped it, floated it. Whatever he did to avoid the punches of Carlos Ulberg, he did until he didn't. And then the check hook, Carlos Ulberg's best weapon, the check hook, lands on Yuri Prochazka, drops Yuri Prochazka. Prochazka tries to get up, 5 or 6 ground and pound shots. Yuri Prochazka pronounced dead on the arrival, on the scene, done. And Carlos Ulberg's now your champion. Crazy by Yuri Prochazka, like dumb. But I forgot who I deal with, right? Yuri Prochazka, this guy, he watches trailers while he trains and while he runs because that's what gets him amped up. He doesn't listen to music, right? He doesn't listen to Eminem Till I Collapse. Remember the name Fort Minor, right? Maybe throw on some freaking Bryson Tiller. Doesn't do that either. Like what he listened to trailers. This guy runs with a clothespin on his nose to stop him from breathing. Bro, this guy's not normal, right? This is something wrong with him in the head. And it has to be. It was cool when he was winning. It was cool, right? Yeah, go sit in your fucking dark room, right? Go be weird. You're winning. You're the champion. We'll see you in 3 months. Go sit in your dark room. Don't think about a thing. But now you're losing, and you're losing regularly. I know you just beat Khalil Roundtree, but we see you lose to Alex Pereira. I got knocked out by him twice, and now to Carlos Ulberg. Like this is like a snowball of losing that Yuri Prochazka's not used to. And it was cool, right? Remember when Tony Ferguson was like cutting weight for no reason, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Tony Ferguson being Tony Ferguson. Oh, he's kicking street lights. That's Tony Ferguson being Tony Ferguson. Oh, his training camp is a Wing Chun dummy. He's gonna practice on that. That's his striking his hourly striking training. That's Tony Ferguson." And now Yuri Prochazka, hey, he sits in a dark room. That's Yuri, right? That's Yuri. Oh, this guy doesn't jerk off. That's Yuri. No, man, like be normal. Like have normal like coaches. Like let's fucking run. Let's hit the pads. Like does this guy hit we don't know what this guy does. And it's not working anymore. It's not. You need to fix this, right, Yuri? Because you still are in your prime. You're a good fighter. We've seen you versus Khalil Roundtree bounce back after a bad first 2 rounds and be that killer that you are. But Carlos Ulberg was injured, was an injured gazelle, right? The way Conor McGregor says it about Nate Diaz, an injured gazelle. Finish him off. You showed mercy. You're like, I don't want to do that. I feel bad. Bushido code, whatever it is, right? Like, and you didn't finish the fight. That's what cost you the fight. I can't believe it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying to get to 350 subscribers by the end of this month. Hopefully I get there. I'm at 335. Had a great burst. I don't know what happened, but a great burst of followers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. Thank you.